Okay, so my main concern for today is we want to learn C++ language. So question comes, what is the difference between C and C++? Okay, so question comes, what is the difference between C and C++? Yes or no? Okay, let's start with that. Let me share my screen. I hope my screen is visible. Okay, thank you. So my first and foremost question comes into the picture is, what is the difference between C and C++? Isn't it? So question comes into the mind is, what is the difference? Isn't it? So who wants to tell? You can unmute yourself, huh? If you want to answer, you can unmute yourself. No problem with that. No, Harshil, you are wrong. Okay, 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 fine. Ranjan, we cannot say like that, what you said. No, syntax, we cannot say there is any difference in the syntax of C and C++. No, not at all. Okay. The main difference, if someone asks what is the difference between, yes, Dhiro, you are correct. No, Harshil, no, you cannot say like that. That is not the difference. No, Rohit Prasad, it is not the difference. Yes, Dhiren, you are correct. Okay, so the main difference between C and C++ is that C language is procedure oriented. Understand it very carefully. Huh? Procedure oriented language, whereas C++ is object oriented language. Is it fine? Is it fine? Okay. So along with that, let me keep okay. Okay, fine. Now the question comes that C is a procedure oriented and C++ is object oriented. Then what do we mean by procedure oriented and what do we mean by object oriented? Did you get my question? All of you. So this is the thing what we need to discuss today. And these are the theoretical aspects which can be asked into the interview questions also. It may be asked at the time of placement. What do you mean by procedure oriented language? What is the difference between OOP and POP? Okay. No, Rahul, this is not the thing. No. C also can be used for the same purpose. Okay, whatever you mentioned, C is also. No, Dhiren, we cannot say like that. Okay, now regarding that, let me mention that part. If I say what is the difference between the two, then in that case, let me discuss the points of procedure oriented language. Procedure follows some sequence of instructions. Yes, but the same thing is there with C++. It also follows some instructions. Okay, now if I talk of procedure oriented language, the main thing is emphasis is put on doing things. That is purely we talk of algorithms. Okay. Secondly, large programs are divided into smaller programs. This is what we can do in procedure oriented language. Okay. Emphasis, that means we are focusing more on doing things. That means the steps, algorithms. Okay. Now say for example, if I say I want to implement a program for sorting an array in ascending order. So it focuses on algorithm, how to sort that array. Okay. So that is mainly procedure oriented language focusing on. Second point is what we are having is large programs can be divided into smaller programs in POP languages. POP means procedure oriented programming languages. Okay, so POP. Then the third point what you can say is most of the functions share global data. We are having, if you remember, we are having the concept of declaring global variables. Do you remember that? We can declare global variables in C language. So that is possible in C. In C++, you cannot do like that. You cannot declare any global variable in object-oriented languages. Yes, absolutely correct. Nishit, you are absolutely correct. Okay. Again, data moves from function to function. From, say for example, I want to calculate factorial of a number. Then what I do? From main function, I call factorial function. In that, I pass the argument as a number. So data, whose factorial I want to find, that moves from function to function. Okay. Along with that, functions transform the data from one form to another. That means, say for example, in function argument, I passed as an argument, I passed integer data. But this function returns, let's say, pointer data or float data or character data, anything. So data is transformed from one form to another form. Okay, I have never mentioned that if the parameter which we pass to the function is integer, then return type should also be integer. No, it is not compulsory. You can pass integer, you can have any other type. So return type and arguments type are different. Okay, and the most important and the last point, procedure oriented languages follows top-down approach. Now this is somewhat difficult to understand. Top-down approach in program design. Okay. Now, sir, then what is top-down approach and what is bottom-up approach? See, right now I will not discuss this in detail. That's why I kept this point as at the last point. Whenever we'll be writing the C++ programs, you will come to know that how I was saying that top-down approach and how I was saying bottom-up approach. Okay, so just you need to remember that procedure-oriented languages are having these characteristics. Okay, now whereas if I talk of object-oriented programming languages, then in that case, the emphasis is on data rather than procedure, or procedure means we can say functions. We always think of data, means data should not emphasis is more on data, means rather than our algorithm. Sir, in any of the problems, we don't deploy algorithms. We do deploy algorithms, but always our task is to focus on data, security of the data, transferring of the data. That is the main focus in OOP language. Sir, how this is achieved? For that, we are having certain features, which we'll discuss today itself. Okay. So this is the first point. Now, second point, programs are divided into objects. See, over here, programs were divided into smaller programs, whereas in OOP language, programs are divided into objects. Okay, so then what is object? The name is said, object-oriented programming language. So that object is this. So again, question comes, sir, then what is that object? Then what is this object? Don't worry, we'll discuss it. It is the main key point which we need to discuss. Okay. Now, the next point is data is hidden and cannot be assessed by external function. See, what was the point over here? Most of the functions share global data, whereas over here data is hidden and cannot be accessed by external functions. Sir, what do you mean by external functions? Okay, functions which we define outside or in different other classes. Okay, so don't worry about that. We'll discuss it. Okay, then next what we are having is the next point, objects may communicate with each other. Sir, how objects can communicate? Now, communicating each other means it will not talk. They are not going to talk. Okay, they are not going to talk. The objects will be accessing the features of some other objects. That is communication. Okay, so it is something like sharing of the data, sharing among the data. Okay, so this is the thing. Now, yes, okay, let me repeat this line. Okay, as it has been requested, let me repeat the line. Data is hidden and cannot be accessed by external function. Now in C language, if you remember, then we were having different functions. Okay, in a single program, we can write n number of functions. So if I declare any of the data globally, it can be accessed by all the functions. But over here, in this case, data cannot be accessed by different functions. Global data declaration is not allowed. Okay. I know this is, I am observing that it is the boring lecture for you, but don't worry, you will, hello? Is it audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. I know that it is becoming somewhat boring because we are discussing theory and instead of practicals. Don't worry, we'll go to the theory also today. But I need to have certain base for that. Okay, so this is the thing. Now I'll show you the demonstration how the objects are communicating. Okay, so we'll discuss it. Don't worry. I'll show you in terms of programs. Then the most important and the best thing what we can have in object-oriented programming is new data and functions can be easily added. I need not to modify any other program, a part of the program. So introducing new data or functions easily can be done. And lastly, it follows bottom-up approach. Okay, now again, this we'll discuss it, don't worry. So someone may ask, what are the features of procedure-oriented programming language? And what are the features, or I should not say, what are the benefits of object-oriented programming language? Now, these are what I had mentioned, the points of difference. Difference between POP and OOP. Okay, so these are the points of difference, POP and OOP. Is it fine? So it can be asked into the exam. In theory exam, it can be asked. State the difference between POP and OOP. So you need to mention this. Okay. Fine then. Now let's go into the detail of this object-oriented programming. Actually, programming came from the term design. The firstly introduced concept was object-oriented analysis and design. And based on this, there came the concept of object-oriented programming language. Because directly the language was not introduced. Directly we didn't got this language. But first of all, we got this concept. That is, we can analyze any of the software, any of the system in form of objects, and then we can implement that using this programming language. Is it fine? Is it fine? Just a minute, huh? Yeah, sorry friends. So we want to discuss today what is object. So the next term comes into the picture for today is object. So what do you mean by object? What do you mean by object? Don't think of programming, huh? Don't think of programming as of now. Just think, what do you mean by term object? Can anyone? Think non-technically. Yes, Nishit, you are correct. Harshil, you are correct. Yes, absolutely correct. Ankur, you are also correct. Rutvik, no, you are partially correct. Suzanne, you are also correct. Joseph, I cannot say what you exactly mentioned. You are partially correct. Rishita, no, you are also partially correct. Yes, Rahul, you are absolutely correct. The perfect answer. Vishal, you are also perfectly correct. Objects. Objects. Object means whatever you see in front of you is object. Nandan, no, I cannot say like that. Only visible or touched. No, that's what I wanted to see. Whatever you see in front of you is object. Whatever you can think can become also object. No, yes, I cannot say a variable is an object. Okay. Can anybody share what you are seeing in front of you? Laptop, good. Then monitor, PC, screen, mobile, laptop screen, phone, PC, book, mouse, chair. Yes, yes, TV, notebook. Perfect, perfect. Whatever you have mentioned, all are objects. I can see a pen, I can see a headphone, I can see a stationery box, I can see printer, I can see punch machine, I can see pen, I can see rubber, I can see mobile phone, even I can see my mask, I can see the writing pad, I can see chair, I can see table, I can see water bottle, I can see telephone, furniture, dustbin, all the things which I see in front of me are objects. Yes, anything, any damn thing you see in front of you is an object. Is it fine? Even I can see a door, so door is an object. Sir, then what is the relation between this object and programming? Don't worry, I'll come to that point, don't worry. So anything what you see in front of you is termed as object. You can represent it as an object. Okay, there is a class of, let's say, 100 students. So all the students individually are objects. Do you agree? A class of 100 students which I see in front of me, all the 100 students are individual objects. All of you agree to this point? Okay, so the thing is, now I am writing a technical definition of an object. Any real world entity is object. Is it fine? Do you agree with this? Okay. Sir, meaning of entity? Entity means, Harshil, I don't have the exact word for that. But if I tell you in Gujarati, then entity means thing. તમે એવું કહી શકો, કોઈ વસ્તુ. Is it fine? Yes, absolutely correct. Who is there? Yes, Rahul, you are absolutely correct. Okay, so the thing is, anything that exists, yes, you can say, Harshita, you are correct. Anything that exists is an object. Okay, on the other way around, whatever you see is an object. Okay, so any real world entity is an object. So let me take an example. Hardik is an object. Can I say like this? I'm talking of myself. Hardik is an object. Am I object? Okay, so I am an object. So question comes, if Hardik is an object, then what are the characteristics of Hardik? What are the characteristics of Hardik? Okay, yes, Prince, you are correct. Thank you, Rohit. Okay, yes, Dhiren, correct. Okay, perfect. Okay, Om, you are also correct. I don't see. I am sorry to all the international students if I mispronounce your name. Okay, I want to try to pronounce your name, but if I mispronounce it, please, I am sorry for that. Okay, so the thing is, just a minute, just a minute. Okay, yes. Okay, so I'm extremely sorry for that. So please forgive me for that part. Okay, so the thing is that characteristics of Hardik. Let me write the characteristic of Hardik. Can I say Hardik? Can I say Hardik is a human? Yes or no? Okay. Can I say Hardik has name? Can I say Hardik has gender? Hardik has email address. Hardik has qualification. Hardik has designation. Hardik has address. Hardik has religion. Hardik has blood group. Yes or no? Yes or no? Now, this is what I have written the characteristics. Okay, so Hardik is the name, gender is male, email is, let's say, hedoshi@gmail.com, qualification, let's say, PhD pursuing, let's say, designation, HOD, computer engineering, address, let's say, Rajkot, religion, let's say, Indian, blood group, let's say B positive. So can I say all these are the characteristics of Hardik? Do you agree with this? All these are characteristics of Hardik. Okay. Same way, if any of the student doesn't mind to write his or her characteristics, can come up with them. They can unmute themselves. At least one. Anyone. Anyone.
Hello, sir.
Yes. Hello. Hello. Yes. I think it's Nakibullah. Yes, no, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Nakibullah Kakar.
Nakibullah. Okay. So your name is Nakibullah. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. What's your
Nakibullah
gender?
Kakar.
What's your gender? Can I say male? Okay. What's
Yes,
your
sir.
email?
Nakibullah.Kakar.
Okay. Can I say @gmail.com? Let's say, for example.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. What's your qualification?
Student.
Can I say you are pursuing your BTech?
Yes, BTech students. Yes.
B.Tech pursuing. Okay.
Okay.
Then what is your designation? Can I say you are a student?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is your address?
Kabul,
Can you
Afghanistan.
state your country?
Now, Kabul, Afghanistan.
Kabul. Okay. You are from Kabul. Okay. Perfect. Can you state your religion?
Religion, Islam.
Islam. Okay. Fine. Perfect. And what's your blood group?
O positive.
O positive. Perfect. You can mute yourself. Now see, this student is a second object. Are you getting my point? This student is a second object. So we can have n number of objects. So all the individuals are objects. Say for example, let me make my camera on. Okay, just a minute. I don't know whether I will be visible or not. I think I am visible. Okay. Can I say this is a pen? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
A pen, this pen which I am holding
Yes,
is
sir,
having a characteristic. I am holding a pen having a characteristic that it is of blue color with plastic body outside, and it is like our ticker pen, tick pen. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Then
sir.
what you will term this to be? What you will term this to be?
That is also pen.
That is also a pen. Then what are the characteristics of this pen? Can I say it is red colored? Again, plastic body. But it is having different type. That it is a what we can say a cover pen.
Type.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I am taking the other type of pen. Sorry. What you will term this?
Marker.
So again, it is a pen. It is a pen. Okay. Yes, absolutely. Dhiran, you are also correct. It is a marker pen, but it is a pen having different characteristics that it can be written only on board with thick point. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So can I say an object, we are having more than one object, but what I am doing for this object, I am saying for this students or person which we have talked for this two, now I am saying that these objects mentioned above, this object mentioned above belongs to, let me write it something, object belongs to some specific class. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Object belongs to specific class. Means what?
A group of
Object belongs to specific class means what? That means, can I say these people what I have mentioned, these two objects what I have talked belongs to, can I say belongs to a person class? Both are persons. Hardik is a person as well as Nakibullah is also a person. Yes or no?
Yes.
Do you agree with this?
Yes, sir.
Same way, any object you take in front of you, they can be grouped together in a single class. Is it fine, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
same way, I was having these number of pens. I'm having different pens, red pen, tick pen, black pen, board marker pen. So can I say these all pens belong to a class of pen?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So,
sir.
now,
Yes, sir.
so now if I say a class, see a new term came into the picture. So question comes now, what is class? Okay,
A group
yes.
of similar types of object.
Yes.
Abdeli, yes, what you are saying? Can you repeat?
A group of similar types of objects.
Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. You can say, just a minute. Absolutely correct. Repeat your statement.
A group of similar types of objects.
Group of similar types of object. Absolutely correct. Again, one more thing. Again, one more thing. I cannot group this two together. Can I? Can I group these two together? No, they are not similar objects. Are you getting it? They are not similar objects, but yes, these two are similar objects. So,
Sir, I don't
what you
get
can,
it. They are not
yes,
similar.
Abdul. Sorry, Abdali, your voice is creaking.
Sir, what did you say about similarity? They are not.
See, can I just a minute? Okay, just a minute. Huh? Can you see this properly? What is this? Hands-free. Can I say this is hands-free? Can I compare hands-free? Are they similar? Pen and hands-free are similar?
No. No.
So they are not similar objects. But yes, this marker pen and this tick-tick pen, they are similar.
Yes.
Yes.
So similar types. So your objects should be of similar type,
But
having similar characteristics. Now I'm adding a term. Similar characteristics.
But they are totally different. No,
What? Who are different?
both the pens.
But they belong to pen class. No, both are pens. No. Characteristics are different.
Okay.
Okay, see characteristic. What characteristics are different? This is a board marker pen, which I can apply it on board only. And this is a pen which I can write it on piece of paper. Do you agree?
Yes.
So now, can I say now these are similar?
Yes, they are similar. Okay.
Okay. Now, Dhiren, you are also correct. You are also correct. Now, Dhiren said, sir, can we not say these two belongs to a stationary class? These two belongs to a stationary class?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So you need to think globally from your side in which category of classes you want to prepare. Whether you want to go for a stationary class, then both can be incorporated in that. But if I say I want to have a pen class, then I cannot incorporate this punch machine. Instead of that, I can incorporate pen. Is it fine?
Yes, sir. Fine. Clear.
Okay. Should I move further?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now our main focus of object-oriented. Ravi, can you please elaborate your question? I'm not able to understand. Ravi Ajagya, yes. Just elaborate your question, or if you can unmute your mic, please unmute it and you can ask it.
Sir, my question is class of pen and class of pencils or both two classes are included in one stationary class?
Can be done. Yes, you can do it. as per your requirement, if you are making a software and as per your requirement, if you need to do it, you can do it. Yes, it is possible. It is quite possible. Okay. Okay. So now see, we came up with one new term. What was that term? We came up with a new term. Can I say a class? So now if I want to speak, can I speak something like class of objects? Can I say like that? Class of objects?
Yes.
So this is the thing. Now our complete object-oriented programming language is now dependent on these two terms, class and objects. Is everybody clear?
Yes, sir.
Sir, can you repeat the last statements of depending upon?
Okay, let me repeat my statement. Now our complete object-oriented programming language focus on these two terms. One is class and second is objects. Okay, someone replied some definition. Dhiren, no, I cannot say like that. Actually, it is a reverse scenario. I'm sorry, Hiren. I'm sorry. You just changed the sequence of definition, but it is correct. Okay, we'll discuss it. That is correct. Harshit, you are absolutely correct. I don't want to term that name right now. Okay. Chalo. Any doubts with this right now? Till now, any doubts? If
Clear,
I
sir.
say yes.
Clear. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Now, if I say what we have said, what we started learning actually, we want to learn object-oriented programming language. Sir, till now, we didn't find anywhere the programming part. I don't want to teach you this at this moment also. Is it fine? I want to make you clear what actually object is, what we are going to focus on. That is what is my main concern. Is it fine, everyone? Should I move further?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay, thank you. Now,
Yes, sir. Yes.
so now we started with the definition of object. Object is anything what you see in front of you, or anything what you see is an object. Okay. Now we've switched over from objects to a new thing, that is what is class. In our previous lecture, we discussed a program in C++ language, but it was a complete incorrect program with respect to C++ language, but it was correct with respect to C language. That is, with respect to procedure oriented, it was correct. But we have never used a class into that program. Have we written class in that program? In our prime numbers program, have we used class anywhere? No, we have not used class in prime numbers program. Sir, can we write that program using class? Yes, actually we need to write it like that way. Sir, then how to write a class? Yes or no? Then how to write a class? No, I will not teach you this at this moment of time. Okay, now I want to move on with the new concept. My question is, when can we say, Prince, I'll give you the hint, don't worry. When can we say that a language is object-oriented programming language? Yes. Can anybody answer this? Actually, those who have learned C++ or Java, they should have this answer. But if not, then I will give you the answer. Don't worry. Om, you are one of the point is correct from your side, but not completely. If we describe any object in program, Harshil, you are correct, but not to. It is an incomplete answer. Anyone who wants to try? When can we say that a language is object-oriented programming language? When it instructs a hardware to perform no prints, we can. Yes, Ankur.
Sir, when any programming language inside a class, we make 2 or 3 different programs, and each of them does a specific thing, then we can say.
No, we cannot say like that. Arju is saying, sir, if we use a class of an object, yes, you are near to the answer. I'm not saying near, but it is one of the thing. Om, no. Okay, now the thing is, just a minute, friends. Sorry. Now, when can we say that a language is object-oriented program? Any language, I'm talking of any language, not any specific C language or like that. When can we say that a language, any language, is object-oriented programming language? If language, now I'm answering, just read to the answer. You will not understand thoroughly, I know. You will be facing some new terms. If a language supports following features, then that language is OOP language. So which are the features? The feature number 1 is, Ravi, you are correct, absolutely. Ravi Ajagya, now you are correct. The feature number 1 is encapsulation. Yes, neonzima, innocent neonzima. You are correct, absolutely correct now. Encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism. If a language supports these 3 features, then that language is termed as object-oriented programming language. Now, some of the textbooks, some of the reference material will say 4th feature also, that is abstraction. Okay, some of the books, some of the reference material will say abstraction is also included in the feature of OOP language. You need to speak out. Whenever it has been asked, you need to say abstraction is one of the feature of OOP language. Okay, but mainly these 3 are the one: encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism. That means if a language supports encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism, then that language is termed as object-oriented programming language. No, Rahul, it is a part of these 3 features, what you said. Yes, Prince, now you are correct. Now you came up with the perfect questions. And so then what are these 4 features? Encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, and abstraction. What are these features then? What do we mean by this? Let us start with the first one, encapsulation. What do you mean by encapsulation? Now don't think of the term technically. Just think of the term non-technically. What do you mean by encapsulation? That's what I said, Hiren. No, I don't want any technical answer. I want non-technical. Yes, Abdeli?
To cover something?
Absolutely correct. Yes, Rahul, you are also correct. Absolutely, Om. It means enclosing something in a capsule. You're getting my point? Enclosing something in a capsule. Isn't it? Now the question comes. What you will be what is this something?
Sir, object.
Enclosing something in a capsule means something is what? Yes, Prince, you are now correct. Absolutely correct. Prince, you are correct. All people are correct now. Om, you are correct. See, now we are moving on to from non-technical part, we are moving to technical part. So firstly, we need to understand the term encapsulation. The best example of encapsulation is our medicine. There are some medicine coming in case of capsule, in form of capsule, where the powder is packed in the capsule. Is it fine? Okay. I don't know how to pronounce the name, but Tatenda. Am I pronouncing correctly? Okay. So the thing is that in capsule, we fill the powder of the medicine. So we are providing a protective layer. We are providing a protective layer for the medicine powder. So same way, in case of programming, the same thing we would be doing. Enclosing something in a capsule, but in our case, now I'm writing, in our case, enclosing data and functions in our case it is not capsule, in our case it is a class. Is it fine, everyone?
Sir, then what is object? Is it data and functions?
No, objects are the representation of class. We'll discuss it, don't worry.
Okay.
Okay. So, sir, so will it decide scope of data and program? Absolutely correct. Om Pitroda, absolutely correct. Sir, abstraction is also a part of encapsulation. No, it is not a part of encapsulation. We can say abstraction can be associated with inheritance and encapsulation. Okay. Yes, Rutvik, I am repeating it. What is encapsulation? Rutvik, just understand, Rutvik Rathod. Encapsulation means to, let me take an example. Medicine. Rutvik, you have seen the medicine in form of capsule. Have you opened any time? When you open the capsule, say for example, we are having capsule. When you open that capsule, what comes out from that? Can I say a powder? Actual medicinal powder. And that powder is actually our medicine. Okay, so what we actually did, for that powder, we prepared a protective layer. There was a protective layer for that powder. Isn't it? Say for example, just a minute. Say for example, I brought a buttermilk in this bottle. So can I say this bottle is providing a protection to my buttermilk? So this bottle becomes my protective layer. And in our case, so can I say buttermilk was enclosed in this bottle? Rutvik? I'm waiting for your answer, Rutvik. So my buttermilk, which is my data, is enclosed in this bottle. Same way, in our case of programming, our data and functions will be enclosed in a class. So class provides a protective layer. Is it fine? And to provide a protective layer is the process, and that process we named it to be encapsulation. Chalo.
Sir,
Any doubts with this? Yes.
to protect the data and function from what?
Protecting the data in functions from other class. Now, actually, we are not providing any kind of security. We are not providing any kind of security. No. Just what we are doing is we are segregating our program. When I write the program, at the time will be more clear. We are actually segregating our programs in some parts. Okay, and that parts which we are segregating, we make them to be class, we make different classes. And those class, what we'll do with those class, they are different. We'll make them communicate with each other by sending data and calling functions. Now, the thing is, talking of protection, sir, we are protecting that from whom? From no one. We are just protecting them from the developers. It has nothing to do with virus. Don't think in that sense. That virus manipulates our data and everything. And no, don't bring those concepts in your mind at this point. Security, what we are talking is in terms of protecting the data from developers. Say, for example, in a company, there are 100 developers developing the code. 100 programmers are developing the code in a company, but to secure from them 100 developers, say for example, one developer is working on one block of code, second is working on another block of code, another functionality. To make them do not disturb each other's code, we are going for this concept. Is it fine? Ahmed, you cannot take the screenshot. Sorry for that. For security reasons, I have not allowed. Okay. Any doubts to this? Is it fine, everyone?
Am audible, sir?
Just a minute.
Please, sir, allow us to screenshot.
Yes, sir. Yes, please allow us for giving a screenshot.
Yes. Sorry. Yes, I'll upload these lectures onto the YouTube. Don't worry. Okay, everyone. So don't worry. I'll upload these lectures on YouTube, from where you can access these lectures at any point of time. Okay. Should I move further? So should I move further? Hello, am I audible? Okay, thank you. Fine. So this was all about encapsulation.
Yes,
this was about encapsulation. Then next comes is inheritance. What do you mean by the term inheritance? If I discuss about inheritance, again telling you, don't think of technical answers. Absolutely, Jay, you are correct. Dhiren, you are also correct. Perfect answer, Harshil. Rahul, correct. Inheritance means the properties of our parents gets inherited to us. See, now I'm talking properties. See, let me write it. Properties of parents which we get in our hereditary. Yes or no? In our case, now talking of, now yes, Rutvik, you are correct. What we get the properties from our parents. Let's say we get the face, or we get our limbs, or anything like our mind. We resembles our parents. So inheritance. The properties come from our parents to us. Same way, physical properties, like if parents is having his home, his properties like finance and everything comes to us in inheritance. Same thing, inheritance. Over here I'm saying properties of parents which we get in our hereditary. Then what is there with respect to our programming? With respect to programming, what can I say? Properties of one class can be inherited to another class. Sir, can you state an example for this? Yes, of course I can. Of course I can state an example. Okay. If I state an example, just you people tell me, in some factory, people are working. Can I say there will be someone working as a manager? Can I say manager to be a class or object? Can I say like this? Just a minute,
Yes, sir.
friends. Just a minute. Yeah. Sorry, friends. Extremely sorry. Yes, Arshil, you are correct. Okay, so my question is, now we are talking of coming back to our inheritance. Extremely sorry. Can I say manager to be a class? Or can I say manager is an object? Okay, now I am saying, not talking of object, but I am saying a class. A manager is a class. Can I say what can be the characteristics of a manager? What characteristics do a manager have? Can I say manager will be having a name? Can I say manager will be having a salary? Absolutely correct. Can I say manager will be having a designation? Absolutely. I'm not saying designation. Can I say department? Can I say a manager will be having an email address? Okay, but now additional thing is, can I say manager will have qualification? I have done a sequence. There is a mistake in my sequence. Just a minute. Just a minute. Let me write it again. Sorry for that. Okay. Manager. Can I say manager will be having a name? Okay. Can I say manager will be having an address? Can I say manager will be having a phone? Now, can I say manager will be having a department? And manager will be having a salary. Let's say like this. Isn't it? 5 properties. There can be n number of, but right now taking only 5. Okay. Should I move further? Should I move further? Is my voice breaking?
Sometimes.
Okay, okay. Now is it fine or not?
Yes, now it is fine.
Okay, okay. Thank you. So, manager, I am taking these 5 properties of a manager. Now, in my organization, I am having workers. I am having workers. Can I say worker will have name? Can I say worker will have an address? Worker will have a phone. Nowadays, mobile phones are everywhere. Everybody is having. Worker will have department. But instead of salary, worker is having number of hours. For what it works? Absolutely, Dhiren. Wages, yes, per day basis. Okay, so the thing is, can I not say manager is a person? Is manager a person?
Yes, he is.
Is worker a person?
Yes.
Okay, if manager is a person, if worker is a person, then can I not say person can have name? Yes or no?
Person is in a class or another object.
That's what I wanted to say. See what we did. Can I say all these 3 characteristics or 4 characteristics belongs to both the classes, worker as well as manager. Don't you think that there is a redundancy of these properties in both the classes in an organization?
Yes, they will all be same.
All be same. So why can't we write it? Why are we creating this redundancy? Redundancy means duplicate. Why are we creating the redundancies of these attributes or characteristics or properties? Let us remove this redundancy and keep this in a separate class, that is person. Okay, so now we are removing this from here and from here. So now see, can I say I have removed my redundancy from this? Now I have made a person a new class, manager a class, which is, can I say, inherited from person? can I say this worker is a class which is again inherited from person?
Yes.
So now in case of inheritance, can I speak like this? Person is a, sorry. Manager is a person.
Yes.
Can I speak worker is a person?
Yes.
Yes or no? Yes or no? So inheritance is nothing but also termed as is a relationship. Repeating my point again, can I say manager is a person?
Yes.
Can I say worker is a person?
Yes.
So what I did, if manager is a person, worker is a person, same way, can I say clerk is a person?
Yes.
Yes.
So inheritance is nothing but also termed as is a relationship, is a. Got the point? See, I spoke. What I spoke over here? What I spoke? Manager is a person. Worker is a person. Clerk is a person. Okay, my voice is cracking. Let me stop my camera if it may help. Okay. Did you get this? So did you got what is the meaning of inheritance?
Yes, sir.
So this is what we are
Yes,
going
sir.
to implement into our coding. Huh? The same thing we are going to implement into our coding. Now, sometimes you might have seen various, you have heard also, or you have seen also that sometimes if in inheritance, say for example, my parents finds that I am not or I went out of the track during my studies. My parents find that I went out of the track of my studies. So they may stop the inheritance also. They will restrict certain properties in inheritance. The same thing we can implement into our programming also. इन हिंदी इफ आई से कई बार ऐसा होता है कि हमारे पेरेंट्स को लगता है कि हम मतलब द चाइल्ड वेंट आउट ऑफ द ट्रैक ओके तो उसको अभी हमें इनहेरिटेंस में कुछ नहीं देना है तो दैट आल्सो कैन बी डन ओवर हियर इन प्रोग्रामिंग ओके इज इट फाइन so we can restrict inheritance that we'll discuss it in detail when we'll discuss the chapter of inheritance. So is it fine everyone? Whichever are common that you can send it. Dhiren, just a minute friends, just a minute. Sorry, friends. Okay. Yes, Burhanuddin, you are absolutely correct. Your point is absolutely correct. Okay, so these are termed as pillars of our programming. Yes, because nowadays all the language which are coming into our routines are object-oriented programming languages. If you take Python, if you take Java, if you take C#, if you take Swift, if you take Objective-C, any language you take, all are object-oriented languages. Okay, because nowadays now the concept of this procedure oriented has been almost getting consolidated. We can say nobody is now using that concept. Okay, no, Python is an object oriented programming language. Please check it out. Okay, should I move further then? Okay then. So coming to our next concept of OOP. Today we'll discuss only this 4 and then we'll stop, don't worry. Now the last 2 are left out. Okay, the one is polymorphism. What do you mean by polymorphism? Again, telling you very frankly again. See, think of non-technical answer. English meaning. What is the English meaning of polymorphism? Yes, Harshit, correct. Nandan, you are also correct. Absolutely correct, Harshit. Rohit, you are also correct. Can I say poly? Can I say poly means many? Can I say poly means many? Same way, morph. Actually, morphism word comes from morph. So what is morph? Morph is nothing but form. So now what the term becomes? What is now polymorphism? Many forms. Okay. Yes, and Tatenda, you are absolutely correct. Okay, now, how to say a polymorph in our case? Polymorphism, many forms. Now let me take you a very simple example. Can I say you all are in 3rd semester? I'm talking of any student. Can I say a student is overloaded with 6 subjects? Can I say like this? Yes, all are giving absolutely correct answers. Can I say like this? A student is overloaded with 6 subjects. Okay, so in that case, what happens is, just a minute, friends. Okay, so in this case, as I said, student is overloaded with 6 subjects means what I mean to say that a student is one. Student is one. But that student is learning more subjects. So many forms. Student is one, but has many forms of subjects. Is it fine? Yes or no? Okay, so now what I wanted to say, this is one thing. Student is overloaded with 6 subjects. So that is one example. My screen is not visible. Prince, I think you need to
It's
reconnect.
visible, sir.
Yeah, Prince, you are having some issue with your internet connection. Okay, so The thing is that my main concern is, this is the one example. A student is overloaded with 6 subjects. Is it fine? Let me go for another example. Say, for example, you are having your regular classes. Okay, in offline classes, you are having, say, for example, you are having offline classes, and somehow, let's say, Tejas sir gave you free lecture. Say, for example, Tejas sir in data structure gave you a free lecture. Okay, so once he gave you free lecture and you are roaming here and there into the lobby. Okay, you were roaming here and there in the lobby. But I went on round and I found you in the lobby. So what I did, I asked you that all of you get inside the classroom. I am coming to conduct your lecture. So what you will do? In ideal case, I'm not talking of practical case. What you will do? Tejas sir said you are having free lecture right now, but I saw you in the lobby and I said that you get inside the classroom, I am conducting the lecture. So what you will follow now? You will sit into the classroom. That means, can I say I have overridden the decision? Can I say I have overridden the decision of Tejas sir? Okay, so these are the two different scenarios. This is scenario number 1. And this is scenario number 2. And the scenario number 1 is termed as function overloading, which I'll be discussing into the detail, don't worry. And scenario number 2 is termed as function overriding. Okay, now you will think, sir, how this is polymorphism? This both belongs to the concept of polymorphism. Your question will come, this you understand, polymorphism. But sir, how this is polymorphism? Overriding the decision? Okay, don't worry right now. This will be discussing when we'll discuss inheritance. Okay, so I don't want to go into detail of this part right now. Okay then, moving further, the last point for today, that is abstraction. What do you mean by abstraction? Act of removing or hiding something unwanted. Okay, Nandan, near to the answer? No, it is not resistance. No. The state of thinking deeply about something and not paying attention to what is around you. Ranjan, no. What do you mean by abstraction? What do you mean by the term abstract?
Something different, unique,
No,
or a part of something.
no.
Sir, to show the data which is only required.
Near to the answer, Darshan. Hidden, yes. So one way you can say hidden, hiding unnecessary things, okay. But I say abstraction means, I don't want to go that much in detail. Abstraction means simply I can say not accessible directly. Okay, and basically this abstraction is used for the purpose of data hiding. So you will be somewhat surprised. Then, sir, what is data hiding actually? Okay, right now I cannot show you data hiding. Actually, abstraction comes along with the concept of inheritance. It cannot go individually. It always works with the concept of inheritance. Okay. So these two we'll be discussing in detail. Okay, abstraction and polymorphism. Actually, we all will discuss all these four concepts: encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, and abstraction with respect to programming, how to do the programs. Okay, so any doubts with this?
No, sir.
So now my question is, what do you mean by object-oriented programming language? Who will answer? Now I am stopping the sharing of my screen. Someone is to answer. Who is going to answer? Yes, Dhiren, you are correct.
Sir, object-oriented language means the language which is based on objects.
Only objects? No.
Data
Who wants
and
to try?
objects both.
Data?
Data
No.
and object.
No. See,
Sir.
understand my question. Understand my question.
Can I
What is
tell?
the question? What is object-oriented programming language? If a language supports encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, and abstraction, then that language is termed as object-oriented programming language. Is it fine? Okay. Any doubts to this?
No, sir.
So I think today we stop here. Now many of the I think almost all the students are present. I want to tell you one thing, that for your regarding your attendance, please log in the meeting using your institute email address only. If you will not log in using your institute email address, then your attendance will not be marked, because it is an automated system. Okay, you are knowing in second semester we did the same thing. So please log in using your institute email address only. So check it out before logging in. If there will be any mistake, your attendance will not be marked. Okay, and no need to write your roll number in the text box, chat box. No, I will not be marking from that. Okay, any doubts?
No, sir.
Rohit Prasad, yes, you can. No problem with that. Okay, so today we stop here. Thank you, all of you.